You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Welcome everybody to Thursday night edition of Impact Implosion. Actually, this is every week. Once a week, we're doing Impact, and we gotta talk about this week's Impact. Well, at least it was better than freaking Raw, so from what I've been told.
So I wouldn't know.
I didn't watch Raw either. I'm kind of banning Raw right now from my TV. So... anyways, I called this episode "Time to Get Impact Open Time to Get Open Fight Night Right."
Wasn't Open Fight Night last month our first episode?
The first episode of Open Fight Night, yeah. So now we had this Open Fight Night. And before we get into the actual show, I first of all have to introduce myself, Seth Draken, and my co-host, Mike Poland.
Hello, everybody that's not listening, but will be listening later.
And we got to get to some news because
TNA is suing WWE. Did anybody see that story?
Oh yeah. Before that, we got to talk about TNA losing two people
again.
TNA lost Alex Shelley. Basically, Alex Shelley's contract came up, and he's decided
not going to renew.
No, he's not going to renew. He's not going to renew.
Probably the best decision for him.
Yeah. And the other one is Ric Flair's not coming back.
Woo! How long before we see him back in WWE?
Now, rumor is the tensions was because the last Open Fight Night and the Gut Check segment the week after, Alex Silva wasn't supposed to get introduced to the show. He was supposed to lose. Basically, what happened is, as you remember, Ric Flair changed his vote from a no to a yes, thereby negating Pritchard's vote, which would have been a no, so he basically had to improvise and say yes. So, yeah. And the reason they didn't want Alex Silva was because...
he's Canadian.
He's from Quebec, and it would take time and money to get him a U.S. visa. And TNA was willing to handle.
And we saw how well that worked with Angelina Love.
TNA just does not want to pay. Oh, besides the fact that they're paying Brooke Hogan to show up.
Oh, God.
By the way, if you didn't notice throughout the show, if you were wondering if Brooke Hogan was just going to have a backstage segment, there were several commercials that told you not. That she was going to be right on TV.
Next week.
Yeah, because they hyped it up. She's going to be there. On TV.
Yay.
Damn it. Let's get to the show.
Yeah.
It was actually really good.
Yes, it was.
We started off the show with Hogan in the back, talking to the 4 title qualifiers from last week, being Bully Ray, AJ Styles,
Angle, and Hardy.
And Angle. Hogan basically talks about all of them, and he gives everyone scripts of the show, and basically says that this is all taped.
No, really?
Yeah, he said tape time is this time. Right now, air time is this time. Basically,
damn you, Hogan.
Babe, that this show was ever live.
Until next week.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, until next week, yeah. Actually, that probably was intentional. So what's going to happen next week?
The show falls apart even more than it normally does.
Yeah. And basically, they have a situation with Bobby Roode becoming the longest reigning champion. AJ and Kurt Angle argue how much longest title reign really means. And AJ asks Kurt, how does that gold medal feel? Asking, like, how important is that gold medal? Which, even
why does that matter?
Bully's like, really? He's got an Olympic gold medal, damn it.
Why does that even matter?
No, because he took offense to Kurt Angle taking offense to AJ having the longest reign, and so he's like, that doesn't mean anything to him.
Right.
And he's like, he has, that means something to him. So that was basically it. Anyways, they all argue. Jeff Hardy basically stays silent until he finally gets in, until they finally notice he's shut up talking. Basically, Jeff says that we should let the fans decide. No, we shouldn't.
Never.
No, not on Impact, because the last time the fans decided really anything, they chose Desmond Wolfe.
Desmond Wolfe.
And then TNA was like, no! No!
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, the fans fucked us over.
Yeah. Yeah, the Desmond Wolfe no longer working for TNA.
The Desmond Wolfe.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically,
anyway.
he said Kurt only won more singles titles, basically saying that, and that's Kurt, and basically that's why Bully Ray is getting eliminated, because he's never won a singles title in TNA.
Shouldn't that be the reason why they pick him?
I don't know. I guess Hogan's different.
Well, we knew that years ago, but anyway.
Yeah, Hogan's different. And anyways, Bully Ray leaves and says Eric Bischoff was right about him.
What did Bischoff say about him?
I don't know. He just said Bischoff was right about him.
Statement. Nice blanket statement, Bully Ray.
Yep. Gail Kim comes out and basically talks about how she's the most dominant champion in TNA history since years.
Can I point something out during this segment? I love how Madison Rayne is just standing there looking very disinterested.
She's still thinking about
her makeup.
She's still thinking about that man that no one knows who he is.
Cough, cough, Garrett Bischoff, cough, cough.
Yeah, we think it's Garrett
Bischoff. Oh, no, they're
Bischoff.
saving him for Brooke Hogan. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Yeah. The son and daughter of two legends.
We can do a Romeo and Juliet storyline.
Or they could do it with both Madison Rayne and Brooke Hogan fighting.
There's a cat fight I want to see.
Yeah.
A woman who can wrestle and a woman who can't. I wonder who might win. Probably the woman who can't.
Who can wrestle, but is not that great at it.
Madison Rayne. She's decent.
Yeah, she's okay. She's really she was the most dominant champion in TNA history, the most women's champion. She was the longest women's champion.
Yeah, but most of that reign was
Gail Kim just broke the record.
Until most of that reign was used to weed out the women who weren't going to be there. Roxy.
Yep, it was. But anyways, Gail Kim basically talks about how in the 10 years of history, she is the she is the one who built the Knockouts division. Well, kind of true. But
true.
Yeah, the most dominant champion in 10 years, that's a long time.
And the division's only been around for like 5 years, so you know.
Oh yeah, but
semantics.
But yeah, I'm talking about wrestling, and the company, even WWE would tell you 10 years really doesn't mean anything for a single show, a single federation.
Because nobody in wrestling has a degree above junior high.
Yeah, 10 years really doesn't mean anything. Even WWE would tell you that. Although they would celebrate 10 years of WrestleMania.
Or 20 years.
Yeah, or 30 years.
Let's
or 25
go for 40.
years.
Or 40.
Yeah, whenever.
WrestleMania 40.
But anyway, she talks about how there's a blemish on her record, so she's challenging the Knockouts Tag Champs.
Speaking of blemishes,
I'd have to get a little problem here. Remember when last week we basically had only the TV title and the title Hogan picked would be defended, and basically that would be how we wouldn't have every single person fight Roode.
logic.
Yeah, they forgot that. Just like last week, they forgot about defending the TV title.
What about the TV title? Oh, we're going to give Garrett Bischoff a shot next week.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you can now challenge champions for the belts. And, by the way, we have new Knockouts Tag Champs, thanks to cheating.
Because those belts still matter.
Yeah, they don't. And now Gail Kim has both the Knockouts Tag titles and the Knockouts Championship.
Again!
Yep, again. So basically, their loss to that belt was basically just for that ODB Eric Young thing.
Yep.
And once that was pointless...
Eric, put your pants back on!
Yeah. Oh, God. Slap Eric Young and he takes off his pants.
At least you didn't slap him twice.
Eric, in a wrestling match, woman slaps you, it's not a key to she wants it rough.
She wants you to get your head in the game there, buddy boy.
Yeah. It's not a key
keep your pants on, take them off later. At least you didn't slap him twice. I shudder to think what he would have done if she slapped him twice.
Yeah, it's not a key to say that she wants rough sex. It's not that key.
Well, no, looking at ODB, she might like it that way. But anyway.
Yeah, but Madison didn't. But anyway, we had
didn't TNA used to have a rule where the men couldn't beat up the women?
Yeah, he did hip tosses and stuff. That was
body slam. He did the Norman Smiley body slam.
No, that was kind of weird. Anyways, Rob Van Dam comes out to the ring and says he has been so focused on winning championships and
becoming a role model.
And being a good role model, which I basically on the chat said, up yours, RVD, on being a good role model.
Yes, a druggie is my role model. Why don't I just have Jeff Hardy as my role model?
I will say this every week. RVD keeps sounding like a freaking heel. He's not babyface at all.
He's just RVD.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the day he turns heel because he's really not a babyface. And I
do like the continuity with this one here, though. Because he challenged Gunner.
Yeah, he challenged Gunner. Which was a good continuity there. He had some unfinished business with Gunner, who in January DDT'd him outside.
Is it bad that I forgot that happened? I thought that happened in February.
I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, I thought
that happened in February. I thought RVD and Daniels was in January.
I saw when I heard it was January. He said, basically, I'm calling out Gunner, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember Gunner. Why? Gunner took people out.
For a month.
3 months for RVD, though.
Mm-hmm.
RVD was out for 3 months. Anyways, RVD wins with 5-star frog splash. In case none of you were hoping that Gunner would pull victory here. No.
Who the fuck would be hoping that?
Yeah. Then we had the television title match.
Oh boy.
Well, Dean Devon said he is a fighter and champion, and because Garrett Bischoff eliminated him in that battle royal, he's giving him a title shot.
Yay!
This match go on long, thankfully, before Jesus Christ, Robbie E and Robbie T interfere and cause a double kill.
Anniversary.
Yeah. Why? Look,
Because they don't have anything else for Robbie E and Robbie T to do.
When Devon seems like the most best wrestler of the four, you're in trouble. You're in huge trouble.
And Robbie E isn't bad. It's just the gimmick.
When in a four-way, Devon has to carry the other three men.
Ugh.
That's not good.
Yuck.
And
I don't sell pay-per-views.
Then we had Hulk Hogan make his next elimination, which was Jeff Hardy, which I was surprised by. So I thought Jeff Hardy was going to be the final two. Because Jeff's basically Hogan's boy.
Which would make it more sense for him to be one of the final two.
Yeah, but no. He's not.
Oh,
He's
favoritism.
He's winning too closely, so he's winning matches by a close margin, so he's not the guy. And then Bully Ray comes out, pissed off and angry, and
so
sees
he's
that
Bully Ray.
Yep. Well, he's
pissed
pissed
off
off
and
that he got
angry.
eliminated, and then he sees that
I'm
Joe
angry.
in the audience.
Who looks like Fat Jameson, by the way.
He calls Joe Park to the ring, who does the stupidest thing, basically goads Bully Ray. He's basically, while saying
Why
that
would
he's
you
guilty,
do that?
having
Why?
the crowd say if Bully Ray's guilty or innocent.
Guilty. Of
They
course.
say they're guilty, so why the heck would you pull them? You already know the answer. You didn't even need
I
to
didn't tell him to say that.
Yeah, I didn't tell him to say that. But you already know the answer. So, yeah. But, thankfully, afterwards, Bully says, enough of this shit. And kicks his ass. And whacks him a few times with a chain. Before saying, not guilty.
Well, we'll see. We'll probably see Abyss next week then.
Yeah. Well, we had TNA Gut Check, and this is interesting because the guy who's getting gut checked this week is Joey Ryan.
Yes.
Who is very accomplished independent wrestler. You might, was in, if you remember.
Yeah.
And basically he comes out, and we find out his opponent, unlike Alex Silva, who fought Robbie E., he gets Austin Aries.
I'd actually wouldn't mind seeing this on a pay-per-view, but instead they give it away for 5 minutes on Impact.
Well, it was actually pretty good. For the 5 minutes I got, I actually liked the part where both of them mocked each other.
Who wants a mustache ride?
Where he went on the turnbuckle, and then Aries knocks him off, and he goes in the turnbuckle and poses. That was pretty good. And then in the end, but Austin Aries won.
Of course.
So yeah, he's the Exhibition champion. He has to win.
Who will his next contender be?
Then we see that Bobby Roode is making his way to the Impact.
Stone.
And we see that Hulk Hogan is saying that to both AJ and Kurt Angle, they better get ready. That... Oh, and they do get out to the ring, and Bobby Roode comes out to the ring to wait for his opponent. Kurt Angle says that... Hulk Hogan says that this is the toughest decision so far because since both guys are good choices, he won't be wrong either way.
Should have just made a three-way.
Because he said AJ has more history with Roode, he's getting the title shot. So I actually understand. I understand that one. AJ knows more about Roode.
But didn't Angle and Roode headline Bound for Glory last year? Or semi?
Beat him. Although screw job. But I actually don't mind AJ winning this one. But
he lost.
Winning over Angle. Hogan's choice.
It's the Hogan's Choice Award.
I actually don't mind that. Unlike the last time we had, because you're not a tag team, I'm going to pick you.
Huzzah!
Yeah. The other team is the accomplished tag, has that tag together. We know their loyalty, so I'm going to pick the other team. And then we got a long match.
A very good match, too.
Oh, yeah, very good match, too. This was given time. I was surprised. This started
about
like
13 minutes.
At 10:25, I believe it was. And I was like, damn, they're getting this time. And they did. And in the end...
How often does TNA do a title match on television?
Yeah. It probably should have been a pay-per-view match with these two.
Well, they did a pay-per-view match back in January.
It should have been the pay-per-view match between these two.
Maybe it'll be a Slammiversary match.
Instead of what they did with these two at those pay-per-views, if you remember.
I do remember the 30-minute draw.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah, and basically finished that one up on Impact, which was kind of stupid. Opening Impact, the pay-per-view main event.
For 5 minutes. The 5 minutes you didn't see.
5 minutes we weren't going to allow you to see. Because we're assholes.
We made you pay $35 for this pay-per-view, but we're gonna make you wait 4 days for the blow off of it.
But anyways, in the end, I think Styles went for a spinal tap. He missed. No, actually, he didn't.
He went for the springboard 450, and Roode got the knees up.
So got the knees up, and Roode then hit him with the Fisherman suplex and got the 2-3.
The perfect plex.
Yeah. And this was a really good match. And if this ended the show, or was supposed to end, what should have ended the show, which is Roode celebrating. Roode celebrating, even having SoCal Val.
But we still have 15 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, having SoCal Val give him some
Canadian ale.
Give him some champagne. And actually getting the confetti and all that, even with confetti angels.
Oh, goody.
Roode was having a blast. But Hulk Hogan had to come out.
Oh, Roode called him out.
Roode called him out, but Hogan basically didn't come out originally. So Hogan has to come out. Basically, congratulates Roode.
But says his work's not done.
His work's not done. Your work's never done. You're the champion. Your work's not done. And then the lights go out. And it's...
Who could it be?
It's freaking Sting.
It's Sting!
You know what? I really would have preferred to speak James Storm, but Sting... I like Sting and all, but fuck Sting at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, they announced that Impact's going at 8 p.m., it's going to be live, and starting at the 8 p.m. hour is going to be a lumberjack match featuring Bobby Roode versus Sting. I pray it's not...
Don't watch the first 20 minutes of Impact.
Oh, God. Just really why?
Just because.
So, we're not going to have much to look forward to next week's Impact, even though this week's Impact was freaking awesome, minus the main event. No, minus the segment after the main event. Right. So, we have a good show, but next week's not going to be that good because what we have is, I think they might kick Joey Ryan off because Alex Silva got in, even though he wasn't supposed to. I don't know what they're going to do there because I think they don't want to have two people win. The first two people win. I'm not sure. But then I'm also not looking forward to Brooke Hogan, who they promoted and have her doing the Hogan t-shirt rip.
Oh, dear God.
Although she wasn't a bikini underneath, so...
Okay, that's better.
A little bit. Then basically,
How long before Brooke Hogan becomes a knockout champion? Just to piss you off a little bit more, Seth.
Yeah, just to piss me off. I really don't see how she should be the knockout authority.
Oh, how could Karen Jarrett be? Oh, wait. Never.
What the hell to do? She's lucky freaking Awesome Kong isn't there anymore.
Yeah, boy. Awesome Kong versus Brooke Hogan, match of the year.
Tell Kong what to do.
Back fist. Right in the mouth.
Awesome Kong would say, you see what happened to Hogan's last friend when he tried to intimidate me?
Bammo. He got shit canned.
Love Sponge, you do know him. I knocked his ass out. So, what am I going to do to you?
Brooke could always make her bodyguard.
But, and the sad thing is, from what I've heard, because everyone says Raw was shit. And
I didn't even watch it this week.
I didn't watch it either, because after Johnny Ace was still in charge, I was just done with it, because after Johnny Ace turned on John Cena, like several weeks, not turned on him, but basically healed it up completely, beat him up backstage. Not backstage, in the ring, assaulted him.
You're going to face me over the limit as Michael Cole laughs.
Yeah, they jumped the shark, really, there. And I was like, there's only one way this got to go. He's got to get fired. And no, he's going to stay. So
of course not.
They're going to drag this goddamn thing out. And since
they're going to bring Vince back on TV in August for SummerSlam.
Michael Cole dragging out of Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler, which was painful to everyone in existence. I'm not going to watch Raw. So basically, good TNA. Hopefully TNA gets even better, because I really don't want to watch... I'm really not going to watch Raw or SmackDown or any of WWE's programming right now. Although WWE's going to win that goddamn lawsuit against TNA.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, unless TNA might win, but then they might
unless TNA gets Joseph Park as a lawyer.
But you know who WWE has besides Jeremy McDevitt? David Otunga! He hasn't lost.
I'd imagine Joseph Park as a lawyer would be more like Lionel Hutz from The Simpsons.
Yeah, and unfortunately, here's the thing, TNA. There was another company who sued a much bigger name to get noticed, and that was the USFL suing the NFL.
And that failed.
They won, but they went out of business a few weeks later.
They won and they lost.
They only gave him $1. The court gave him only $1. So basically, with all the lawyer fees and stuff, they went bankrupt. So, yes, that's not going to work. So, that's all I've got for this week's show. Do you got anything?
Nope. I hope everyone enjoyed listening tonight, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be live next week, and hopefully it'll be good. Although I'm on it.
Yes, Brooke Hogan on live TV. Look forward to that.
Sting versus Roode.
Yes, that'll make you want to watch.
Joey Ryan gets signed.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.